So about 2 weeks ago, we started testing products on a store, and in the last week, we've actually found what you could consider a winning product. And this has all been through using the dropshipping business model to test product and brand ideas, and then using ChatGPT and AI to also aid us in creating the most psychologically optimized, highest growth potential brand out there. But it's crazy to think we started this business from literally zero, and yesterday it reached $850 in sales in one day. Pretty incredible. But we're not gonna waste any time here. Most videos out there are trying to milk you for retention. Let's just get right into the value. So I'll link in the description the first official video of this series, because I actually did make it into a series, but I figured I would make an actual dropshipping challenge video here to actually update you on how it's going so far. The dropshipping plus AI challenge, as you can see on my screen, by AKEMILab.ai, that's our company. Let me give you some valuable insights here that we've learned so far that you should definitely be writing down. So get a pen and paper here. First things first, start building. I know that sounds very simple, and it is simple advice, but this is really step one. And a lot of people seem to skip this step for some reason, even though it's the most obvious one. So take action right away. Don't overcomplicate things. Shopify is making it easier than ever to start your business. ChatGPT now can aid you in whatever it is you need to actually create your brand. So there's no more excuses. Stop watching so many videos. Like I said at the beginning, they're all trying to milk you for retention. Just focus on actually getting started and not overcomplicating things. That's what happens when you watch so much content on YouTube. You'll find that it's a lot of regurgitated information, and it actually ends up giving you analysis paralysis. Now you just can't get started because you think there's always something new to learn. But the reality is you'll learn the most from actually taking action. So that's step one, just start building. Step two, set up the foundation. So this is almost contradicting the first point in a way, but you have to understand everything is a balance, right? And setting up a foundation and taking action are not mutually exclusive. In fact, you need to do both. But what I mean by this is taking the time to set up the right foundation actually will make a meaningful impact in the scalability of your store. And that's how you see our store going up and up and up and up, right? Instead of just going up and down, it's because we actually took the time to set up the right foundation. So doing product research and making sure that your products are high quality, maybe solve a problem, maybe are super unique, maybe finding some competitors and seeing what they're lacking. Interest research, we launched this with meta ads. I will also leave a full tutorial with the exact way that we launched the meta ads in the description, so you don't have to worry about that. But actually doing interest research for the targeting that you're gonna use initially, that's also helped us with scalability. And then creatives, making sure you're finding the right content to test your creatives and making sure that it appeals to the demographic that you're trying to reach, and that it really explains the problem you're solving or your product in an appealing way. So that's what I mean by setting up the foundation. Like, make sure you're constantly taking action and doing something, but also make sure that you're doing things right. Don't try to take shortcuts. The next thing is consistency. Make your landing pages consistent when testing your products. This is something a lot of people lack, and I'll give you the perfect example here. So this is a product I developed with my research team. It's incredibly valuable. It's only $20, and it comes with the exact template we're using, plus all the tutorials you need to actually launch your business, and also use AI to help you out. But here's basically what I mean, is to use a consistent template like this that is not just optimized to look good, right? Like, it does look amazing. The branding and the structure is beautiful, but it's also psychologically optimized to convert. And if you make sure that your landing pages for product tests are consistent, then you're kind of reducing the amount of variables that could go wrong. And just to let you guys know, it actually took 3 products for us to find this winner. So we tested 2 initially, they flopped, and then this one actually started to take off. But we used the same exact template structure for each one, so that we knew it was going to be mostly down to the product or the ad, right? We're reducing the variables. Now, the next thing is psychology. So this is what I've been mentioning briefly here, but use psychology in your landing page. A lot of you are probably not even thinking about this, but using psychology is extremely powerful. This will increase your conversion rates, and it will allow you to actually become profitable on whatever you're spending on ads. And with this, use psychology on yourself as well. Don't get emotional over metrics. This is something a lot of people do. And like I told you, even us, we have a ton of experience in e-commerce. We still test products that fail. So the first 2 products that we tested for this brand, They completely flopped, but we know that that's nothing to get upset over. It's just really about not giving up. Now, you may be wondering, how can I use psychology for my landing page? This is kind of a broad piece of advice, but as you see right here with ChatGPT, we can find a lot of consumer psychology things that we can include. And just so you know, we did do the research on this ahead of time and based our Shopify brand starter kit template on these psychological things. So for example, using social proof, obviously, highlighting benefits, not just features, keeping things simple, not cluttered, using clear and concise language. A lot of people try to get fancy, but it's actually better to keep things pretty simple and concise. Create a sense of urgency. That's a great one. Use visual cues and provide a clear call to action. These are incredible consumer psychology tips that if you include in your landing page, it will convert better. The next thing is AOV, so finding ways to boost your average order value. This is really often neglected for basically every e-commerce business except for the top dogs in the industry. They understand this. And the reason why this is so important is because when you actually are able to get a higher average order value on your store, you're able to scale much easier, right? Because you have more room to grow. And examples of this is just literally bundling products together. So this is why it's important to do your research, right? Because then you can find product ideas that will complement the product you're testing. And these are some of the things that you should start testing out as soon as you find some sort of success with a product, because it really will make a huge difference on actually getting the opportunity to scale something or not. And then the last thing is intelligence. So, and what I mean by this is not literally being smart, right? Is the information that you're gathering. It's doing your due diligence about not only the niche that you're in, but also the product that you're selecting, right? Like this goes hand in hand with the setting up the foundation, but this is something that never ends. Gathering intelligence is something that you should never stop doing, but also just consider that you need to be taking action more than anything else. But doing your due diligence is gonna pay off big time, especially because it's gonna allow you to think more long-term and find a niche in which you can actually expand your offerings, right? Like you can actually grow and grow and grow, as opposed to just going up and down, up and down. And the great thing about doing this is that it actually allows you to make your business better. And when you make your business better, you can grow more, you can hire people, and then you can eventually get an exit if you want. Maybe you don't want to run this business anymore and you want to sell it to an investor. If you've done all of these things, then you'll be in a good position to sell. Now, our next goal for this ChatGPT store is obviously to reach $1,000 day and then a $3,000 day. And I'll be making more and more updates to this series as we go. But of course, if you do want to get consistent intelligence on the e-commerce space, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'm doing research basically every day and passing it down to you guys. And I'm excited to see how far we can take these stores while also making some instructional content along the way, sprinkled in between all the normal content that we make. If you're new to the channel, then welcome. But you'll understand what I mean by that once you watch some of my videos. We cover a lot of different stuff, honestly, and it's just fun. We try to keep things fun over here. And that's another tip that I didn't mention. Try to have fun, try to make this a fun process for yourself. And remember, you're building something here. You're building a machine that is gonna grow and work while you're not working someday. Obviously, at first, it's not gonna be that way, but eventually you can make it so. But that's about it. See you in the next video. Peace.